After 6 long years, it's back once again, the major packaging and processing event for the confectionery and wider food and drink sector. Interpack returns to Düsseldorf in Germany, so we catch up with show director Thomas Dohse to get the lowdown on what to expect from this year's major multinational event, which will no doubt throw up plenty of surprises from its global audience.
It's a really good feeling to be back after so many years, as you said, Neill. Everything was ready for Interpack 2020. Everything was planned. The halls were full. Every exhibitor was planning to bring the machinery, to build the stand and everything. And then the pandemic came, and we first of all had to postpone the show Interpack from the year 2020 to the beginning of 21. We thought we are very smart in doing so, not to postpone it to the autumn of 2020, but to the spring of 21, just in case that the pandemic take a little bit longer. But we all know what happened then. It lasted even longer. The next wave came. We were all forced to shut down everything again. And finally, we came to the conclusion, okay, it doesn't make any sense. And we canceled the show fully and go back to our regular cycle every 3 years, which would mean May 23. This was also a decision not to confuse the whole industry, because as you know, all the other shows who were looking what is Interpack doing also had their dates fixed and postponed. And so we said, okay, we stay in our regular cycle, May 2023, and all the others, I think, we're also happy with.
I mean, I guess it must have been, on a personal level, knowing how much you'd put into it, must have been pretty frustrating, though, to have to leave it like that.
Absolutely. Everybody was really keen for the show, new innovations. The companies are always looking for Interpack every 3 years, and to postpone it or to finally cancel it and to be out of the business for 6 years now is a big frustration, but also a challenge now to bring back all the visitors, all the exhibitors from all over the world. And if you think about 6 years, there's a lot of fluctuation also in the companies. And several people have not seen Interpack in their business life before. So it's a huge task also for us to explain what the show is all about.
Indeed, but it sounds as if you have a great deal of optimism for how it's actually going to be for this year. So how excited are you about the prospect for bringing it back in May?
Very much excited, I can tell you, because all our clients, or the majority of the clients, really followed us with the idea of going to 23, booked their spaces again, and everybody's looking forward to the big Interpack event in this May, 4th to 10th of May again, and to present their innovations, the new ideas, and also to go back to face-to-face contacts, to finally see each other again. Because as you remember, during the pandemic, everybody said, oh, we have Zoom meetings, we have just online presentations, and that will do. But the longer it took, the companies understood that nothing can change or be better than a face-to-face meeting. And when you're talking about machinery, for example, you have to explain, you have to experience, you have to see it in the production. And if this is not happening, you cannot do that in a Zoom meeting. So everybody is convinced to go to trade shows again, not only Interpack, see all the other shows as well. So I think we could be back stronger than ever.
Is that the impression that you've been getting from all your visits to regions around the world? What has been the feedback from businesses and industry in the lead up to the event?
Actually, the feedback is very positive around the world. Everybody's looking forward to the show again. Of course, we have some difficulties around the world with supply chains, still with the traffic regulations post-COVID. There still the air travel has to go back to normal again. This will take some time. Then, of course, we have the war in the Ukraine, which is also affecting us. For example, look at the energy prices in Europe. Mainly, Germany has a major problem with it. You know, we were very dependent on Russian gas, which was a major mistake in the past, obviously from the political field, but it affects the industry. So also innovations are driven also by this factor that energy costs are going high. So innovation could solve it in a way, and this is one of the hot topics, of course, of Interpack.
Theme around the event, is there one topic that's going to be underpinning the whole event?
Well, you know, you have probably written our new claim, Simply Unique. This is the new claim which should show everyone who probably has not been to Interpack what it is all about, because it's in its field of trade shows, of processing and packaging, a simply unique experience. You will see so many machines and lines in production. You will see exhibitors from all over the world. We have more than 60 nations exhibiting and almost every nation visiting the show. All the experts come together to this unique event. So that's our claim. But also we will have a lot of hot topics within Interpack, and I can name them. First of all, circular economy is a major topic which every company is dealing with nowadays. I know we talked about that for years, but now it's getting more and more real, and the companies see the customers are asking for circular economy, and the companies have simply to react and to have their offers ready. Also, resource management is a hot topic. We talked about energy. Let's also talk about saving the resources in terms of packaging material, for example, to use less material, lighter material, to save energy, costs, weight, and all that sort of thing. So resource management is a major hot topic of the show as well. Third one is digital technologies, because those are taking more and more over also in the processing and packaging industry, how to digitalize your processes, how to optimize the production, how to use machines, and how to use big data to support you in the process. Ideas of, for example, the digital twin is a good example here. So we will certainly see a lot of offers from our exhibitors in the field of digital technologies.
Great.
And,
so
sorry. Now, finally, the fourth hot topic is, of course, the product safety. You know, our major industries are the food industry and the pharmaceutical industry, and especially in those industries, to protect the food or to protect the product by packaging is a major issue. And I think we will see a lot of innovations and ways to handle this at Interpack as well.
Yes, obviously from our perspective as a magazine, we do cover a lot of equipment and systems. So the innovation cycle for companies bringing out new lines has had to continue despite the pandemic. So are you encouraged that there will be some genuine new innovations and launches of equipment that will be happening live at Interpack?
I'm very sure. I cannot tell you exactly for each company, but I'm very sure, because we waited for 6 years. The industry has prepared for 2020, then used different channels in between in the 2 years of the pandemic. Even some used more digital tools to explain. But now we are back, and we have to see live what's going on. So a lot of companies are waiting and preparing their machines, their materials, their products, their innovations for all the people in the industry to come and to see. So I'm quite sure there will be a lot of innovations waiting at Interpack.
Sure. So just to sort of sum up from your perspective, Thomas, can you say for those who have maybe not been to the show before, how would you best describe it to the first-time visitor?
Wow, if you're in the processing and packaging industry, you have to see Interpack. I always explain how big the show is by mentioning our common first national sport, football. When you think about football fields, it's about 37 football fields. It's a show as big. So it's, if you have been to other smaller shows, you simply cannot compare it. And as I said, it's simply unique in the size, in the innovations you see, in the machines you see in production, in the people you meet from all over the world. Imagine that we have more than 70% from outside visitors from outside Germany. So this is quite a number. So you really see the world market in one place, in a little tiny village of Düsseldorf, which has about 700,000 people living here. So it's a relatively small city, but it's connecting the world for 7 days. And if you are part of this industry, you have to come. It's like the Olympic Games of processing and packaging. You cannot afford to miss it. And that's my basic message to everyone: to come over, experience, see it with your own eyes, and it will be a great experience for everyone to come to Düsseldorf in May.